For only the second time in the history of British Columbia, grizzly bears are waking up to a trophy-free BC. Except for a brief moratorium in 2001, grizzly bears have been hunted for trophy or bounty since the inception of British Columbia. The government listened to the people, reviewed the science, and understood that healthy predator populations are important for healthy ecosystems, and they ended the grizzly bear hunt in British Columbia. This is a decision to be celebrated, but the grizzly bears aren't out of the woods yet. In Canada, we group all grizzly bears into one population unit and consider them as a species of special concern. But the International Union of Conservation of Nature views grizzly bear populations as critically endangered, and some of them in southern British Columbia. The government of British Columbia is committed to implementing a grizzly bear management plan, a strategy that will manage the threats that grizzly bears face. And today we are releasing a report that examines one of those threats, one that I believe we can all understand, which is food security for bears. All across the province, bears are waking up from hibernation, and they're going to be hungry. They're going to be searching for grasses and tubers and roots, and soon for salmon and berries as well. Food security means two things for bears. One, is there enough high-quality food for them to restore the weight that they lost over the winter? And two, whether they can safely access that food from threats from interactions with people, but also collapses of salmon stocks and potential losses to berry crops. This report identifies food security as a major issue associated with the well-being of grizzly bears, particularly in the late summer when consumption determines reproductive success and the health and survival of grizzly bears. We need to understand more about bears, what they eat, where they find the food, and the status of those foods. There's overwhelming support in British Columbia for the ban on the grizzly bear hunt. It shows that British Columbians care about grizzly bears. It's in our hearts, it's in our imaginations, and it plays an important role in the culture of British Columbia. Now it's time to begin the hard work to ensure their long-term survival.